Listener discretion is advised. It's time for another Steel Revolution podcast.
Playing Steel Revolution's podcast.
Please keep in mind that the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the individuals, and they do not reflect any official view of the United Steelworkers, USW Local 105, or its officers or sub-board members for officers. Hello.
Are we on, Sean?
Yes, we are.
Have you been recording the whole time?
No.
That's good.
Yeah, that would
That'd be good.
Mike had nothing to say anyways.
You're right. I didn't.
Nothing important.
make sure my mic was on.
Oh, we can hear you.
Not coming through my headphones like normal.
Oh, darn.
I think Sean did that on purpose.
Probably did.
Oh, you're there. I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you too.
All right.
I wish we couldn't hear Pat, but
Yeah.
we can. He's afraid now.
This is
He's afraid.
I was thinking about something else I should have said earlier. All right.
this is off the rails.
Let's go.
already.
Oh, it's going to be bad today.
Welcome to Steel Revolution 144.
144.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Sean. I'm Roy Hutt.
Sean Geisens.
Mike Nicholas.
Pat Stock.
Where's our little buddy at?
Where's Lee?
Where's
Time to make the donuts.
Just making donuts or making something?
that's done?
It's done.
He got up early and made the donuts.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I was taking the rest of the day off.
Don't tell me how to eat donuts.
We miss him.
Well,
We miss him.
Yeah, you try to line up
Yeah.
his own segment, and
Yeah.
we say we're going to do it, and then it's I'm
I'm
going
gone.
out of town.
I'm gone. We'll just have to do double next time.
Yep.
We good?
yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
You?
I'm awesome.
Well, yeah.
Pat tells me that every day.
Why do I tell you that?
He's afraid to say anything.
I don't think I want to know.
This is going to be bad.
Yeah. It already feels bad.
It's okay.
Are you ready?
Well, Sean, yeah, Sean, should we do the intro to the...
Yeah, let's do it. Steel Revolution events calendar and news. Let's keep this crap show going.
Glad you added news there, because I didn't really stick with the dates on stuff. It's kind of a little all over the place.
Kind of like a rash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Now that was funny.
Thank you.
And every once in a while. So first, on behalf of all the delegates that went to the District 11 conference, we want to thank the membership for that. There at that conference, we did have some workshops we were able to attend, and one that was powerful was they did a whole workshop on mental health and just the power that everybody has in the workplace to just go up to somebody and say, hey, are you okay? You know, and get a conversation started. Maybe see if you help them out. Maybe just talking will help the situation out.
Well, and really, that might be all it takes is, are you okay?
Are you okay, Mike?
I'm okay today.
And it's
Yeah.
better than what you normally say, like, what the fuck's wrong with you,
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's usually what I say, so.
It was a good conference. That class was probably one of the most informative, really sat and made you think, you know. I mean, mental health is very important, and I don't think we think about that a lot.
No, and you can't always see it. So asking somebody if they're okay, if you see just something off, is the right thing to do.
Well, what also was brought up in there was, hey, everybody's going through something. Everybody's, they said, so to speak, has a mask on, but everybody's going through something. You don't know what somebody else is going through. So,
And, you know, I mean, and what did they say in that class? You know, they said, especially the males, right? Because we're all supposed to be strong
You
and
bet. We
hide our
hide it.
feelings
Yep.
and everything, you know, and it really, it hit home. You know,
Yeah.
it was like, wow, you know, it's pretty powerful listening to them talk about that. And it's okay. It's okay to tell somebody you're not okay, you
Yep.
know? So,
all right. We also had a class on AI and the kind of its impacts on unions and our ability to do the work and how companies are using that also. So that was a very informative class. We also heard from other locals on what they're doing or what they did during contract. So one had, a road lined with their members, people from the community. So on the way out to a mine, the street was just lined on both sides when management came in. So, and they said a lot of that had to do with the support they got from the community and what they did there. So a reminder, we'll talk more about it here a little bit later, but solidarity events are happening in that. And if you know somebody that runs a business and wants to support us, and we'll help support them back, just let us know.
Yep.
Pat, still working on a arbitrator?
Wait, hold on. We're not going to talk about John Lepley's class?
No.
No, you don't
That
want
was
to talk
another-
about weapons class?
That was
I
another.
heard it was great.
It was another class that was pretty good, and that really had to do with music and the labor movement, and went through a few artists that, they might say something about labor, but to find out they're really involved in the labor movement.
So, since I couldn't be there, I'm just asking. I know his love for Sammy Hagar. Did he really bring that out in his music?
He didn't mention that, but I think that's because it's one of his personal favorites.
So he just didn't.
No,
He kind of hid that a
no.
little bit.
We
Okay.
hit a lot of Bruce Springsteen, Rage Against the Machine. Really
So
good.
no Van Hagar.
No, not that. But this was his first class. This first time he taught this class, so I'm sure that's coming.
Well, it would have to be as much as he loves Sammy Hagar.
Yeah,
I gotta believe that it's going to come out. Maybe he's saving it.
yeah.
Maybe he's going to help us with a campaign and
Oh, that would be awesome.
and use Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
So
You take him out for dinner, and you could say, "Hey, you ate one too."
that was good, John. That
Try
was
it
good.
here.
Well, I mean, really, it was called what was the actual name? Unions and all that jazz.
Yes.
So I was really expecting him to be wearing a sweater to go with his smooth jazz, but he wasn't.
I'm just
wearing
surprised that his love for certain music, like exactly,
Oh,
right?
there you go.
That his love did not come out, and he did not write some lyrics to some of that.
Again, I think he was trying to appeal to everybody that was in the classes, and he didn't want to bias that with his personal favorite.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that's fair. John, we'll be looking forward to your Sammy Hagar montage soon.
But I mean, really, it did speak to how music is used, and when I think about it, going into contract is there's a lot of social media platforms we haven't used that much in the past. So something like a TikTok where you're throwing in some music and doing stuff, we're going to be looking at using that more
Absolutely.
in the future.
Dust off the MySpace account as well.
We're gonna try.
No.
No, if I had one, you would be in the top 8.
Top 8, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
maybe.
Okay.
Wow,
so where were we? Arbitrators.
Pat's trying to save us here.
Thank you.
So yes, we're still looking at arbitrators. This arbitrator will be used between the 4 master locations now. So we're waiting for everybody to weigh in on the arbitrators listed, and then our counsel in Pittsburgh, Robert Clark, will get back to the company on who we've singled out and chosen. So it shouldn't be much longer.
So the next round of third level grievances are scheduled for June 18th and 19th. So we're looking forward to that. So if you got a current grievance at third level, should be being heard here in June. Next committee person and board meeting is the 12th of June, and the next business meetings are the 17th of June. A little bit on the production hiring, so still believe the company is concerned, especially with the third and fourth quarter of this year, seeing how much work's going to be out there. Should be a group of 20 coming in June, which we need. There's a lot of areas that are way behind on head count. This is just a little bit of help, but hopefully we'll have 20 in June. We have had 3 people transfer from Lafayette, so they are in the plant right now. Welcome them, help them out. with places in the community. If they need any help, he can recommend some places for them to go if they need anything to eat or whatever. And then Lee, I know Lee said he had a lot of questions on this, and he put it in the Forerunner, but he put in the Forerunner how openings are filled. So just a reminder, when plant-wide bids or transfer postings go up for other departments, that is to fill a retirement, a quit, somebody that was fired, or when a department increases headcount. Those go up. New hires backfill any openings created by those transfer bids and by anybody fired during their probation.
Yep.
So is that good, Sean?
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, reach out to your bargaining rep, and we can help with it.
Yeah, we should be able to tell you why things are the way they are. And Connie does a good job of keeping track who's filling what openings with a name. So, like Mike said, we should be able to give you an answer. We have had a ton of people getting disciplined for call-offs or stuff related to call-offs, and this is the conduct side of the tree. So it's an improper report off, whether it's a no call, no show, or it's just a late report. So we wanted to spend some time to talk about that. There's also another rumor that if you're FMLA, you have, what was it, Mike? 24 hours
Yep.
to put in a call off. That's not accurate. You have to call off before the start of the shift. Now, if you call off, let's say you call off after the start of your shift and you just want to let the company know you're going to be in at noon, that's perfectly fine. We know there was something where they give you conduct anyway for a late report, even if you showed up. They've agreed that doesn't follow the language of the contract.
Yep.
And actually they haven't been doing that for quite some time.
Yep.
But we always told people, hey, if you're going to be late, don't call off. Well, you can, and you should, no matter what. The only problem is if you don't show up to work, you are going to get a late report conduct, and you're going to get the attendance hit.
Yeah.
So call off when?
Before the start of your shift.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, call off before the start of your shift. Like we said, there's no extra penalty for calling off late as long as you show up, but you got to show up.
Yep.
So hopefully that takes care of some of these issues. And if you're calling off FMLA, you still call off before the start of your shift. So hopefully that. Man, do we circle back around, or is that good enough?
No,
that's good.
I don't want to confuse. I agree. I think you've said enough about it. But again, if you're going to call off before the start of your shift.
If you are confused about what we said, get with your bargaining rep, get with your steward, get with
Committee person.
get with your committee person.
Yep.
And if you can't get a good answer, make sure you call down here. We'll give you an answer. Like I said, we just need there's a lot of people getting a lot of conduct discipline. If you look at the back of our master agreement, the silver book, that stays citable for 3 years. That does not fall off like your regular attendance discipline. So we really want to see this limited, or at least, or as much as we can. But I mean, like I said, we're seeing an awful lot of it.
Yeah.
On the overtime restrictions, we had a article in the Forerunner. Like we said, the company is now considers working overtime an essential job function, and they are not going to approve any future accommodations for overtime restrictions, and they will deny, or all of them will go away here on, as they say, June 16th.
Yep.
For any that are approved currently. So what have we done? We sent an information request to understand it. We also filed a grievance on it. We had requested to bargain over this issue when they limited the amount of approvals by a percentage. And when we did that, we started bargaining, and they said, hey, we know our corporate lawyers are working on something. We're going to have something to you. We're going to have something to you. When they came back, they didn't bring back a proposal. They brought back what we had communicated out and what your committee persons have as, well, we're not going to do any more. It's an essential job function, and this is where we're at. They need to use FMLA. So right now, that's where we stand. The main question we have to answer or get answered is it an essential job function or not? So once we get our information back, probably be doing some more fighting this, so to speak, whether it's through a grievance or through the EOC to determine whether or not it is an essential job function. If it is, I don't know where we go from here, but that's what we're doing.
I mean, and we got to remember, and we've talked about this internally, back when they put these schedules in, we had both the people that brought them to us and our own HR come out and say, we should not be forcing on these schedules. It should be what was it, 4 to 8%
Yes.
overtime,
Yeah.
and not be so one block of forced scheduling. None of it should
8%
be
used to
happening.
be the magic number. You
Yeah,
couldn't go
it
above
did.
it.
It did 8%. So again, we shouldn't be forcing it all. This should not be an issue. It is, and now we've got to deal with it. So
Yeah, I mean, we also understand, and I know coming off of what Mike, you communicated from the business meetings, is there are people on both sides of this issue. There are members on both sides. There's members that say it's not right. People have these. I'm getting forced more. There's also our members that say, I really need this. I need my downtime. But the root of it, like you said, Mike, is the forced overtime. We really need to find some way to correct that.
correct.
So anyway, more to come on that. We'll keep you up to date on actions and where we're at in the Forerunner. New T-shirts are in, Mike.
Yep, we got 2 designs. One came on Monday, one came on Thursday. We should have plenty for a while, and then our next order will be our Labor Day shirts. So come get them.
All right, I had a member talk to me, fellow union sister. She had a locker up at the west gate, and I don't believe it was locked, or maybe it was like a number away. So she had a padlock on it. It was removed. All of her stuff was discarded. So work boots, safety glasses, prescription safety glasses, and anything that she had in her locker was removed. She came in off of short-term disability to see there was somebody else's lock on her locker. Reported it to security. Security verified it was her locker. That lock was cut because it was this person's locker returning from short-term. Placed all of their belongings out on the bench, and then she took the locker back over. So just wanted to remind everybody, lockers up there at the gates are controlled and registered by security. If you want a locker up there, verify with them if it's open. If it's not, then you should be able to fill out a card and take over that locker.
But make sure you're checking with security. Don't just take it into your own hands to take a locker.
Yep, and then of course your lockers in the departments are usually, I know at least IPS's department lockers are ran by the union, and probably the departments in some areas have those lockers. So get with your department if it's in the department. Another reminder here, August 14th will be the Union Golf Tournament at Glens Creek again, so mark it on your calendars. The 2026 contract ends at noon or expires at noon, May 16th of 2026. 358 days away. We are under a year, everybody.
Wow.
Under a year away, about 51 paychecks. Pat's getting choked up just thinking
Yeah, he
about
is.
it.
I see the tears coming.
And go take care of that.
Anyway,
51 paychecks away. If you save $50 for each week, you're around $2,550. You may be able to go to Mexico on that.
Mexico, my
And-
favorite.
Yep. And yeah, that hopefully you don't need it. Speaking of preparing, please check your bank. Make sure your banks are willing to help you. If not, at least you have a year to transfer.
and we're working with Essentra, and we do some banking with Quad City Bank and Trust. We're trying to get them to both send us letters with their support, as well as that they're going to work with people on their payments. So as soon as we get those, we'll get those out, and then consider maybe switching to a bank that will help you.
Yeah, and then reminder that Union Plus does have a mortgage. That mortgage does have protections. If you're laid off, on strike, if you're disabled, there is some protections. The bad part about that right now is you got to have that mortgage for a year. So if you're going to switch, you'd have to do it right away. Also on the contract front, want to congratulate the IBEW. They did ratify a new 4-year agreement here on Wednesday, so congratulations to them. And I mean, I'm not going to spend a lot of time and talk about what they got, what they didn't get, or whatever. But I would just say this: I think we've all sat down and talked here on Thursday, the bargaining reps, and we all came to an agreement. We really can't judge what happened with them with us. It's kind of completely different. They're a small group here. We have all 4 master locations, and there's a lot more money involved in what we get or don't get compared to
Definitely
a
not
smaller
apples
group.
to apples. So just congratulations to them, and we'll work on ours.
Yep. And speaking of working on ours, we do have a Solidarity event coming up June 21st. So we will have the Solidarity March or pub crawl. Brad didn't like the pub crawl.
No, he did not.
He likes Solidarity
Yep,
March.
yep.
So, but it is again June 21st. So it starts at 2 p.m. at Edison's here in Bettendorf off of Devil's Glen. We'll be there from 2 to 4, and then we'll have a little race up to Crawford with our 3 people that usually race at the Storm game. We'll be racing on land now up to Crawford.
Yep, and we do have odds, and our own Roy Hutt right now is the odds favorite. So
I heard different.
I know you've heard different, but it's, I mean, you got to bet to change the odds.
Roy wants everybody to show up. It's his time to shine. He
Maybe.
wants
It
to
might be, yeah,
Might
you never
be.
know.
It might not be.
I mean, if Peck is wearing his cowboy boots, it might not.
If it's like any other, I'll pull a hamstring probably. That'll probably be what happens.
I mean, and we can't discount Lee. I mean,
Yeah, well, according to some people, Lee is the favorite, which I don't know how that's to make Tony Peck feel.
I think there was some cheating involved, wasn't there? That's what I keep hearing. So,
I don't know. There's video out there. You can take a look yourself, and but we will live stream it. So
All I gotta say is, people got a gun for the person on top, and that's me. I won the 2 races before. I don't care what
yeah,
any of you
that's
say.
why you're the favorite. The Triple Crown is within your reach.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do my best for my fans. I will do that.
Why are you looking at me?
you're his only
There is only
Don't ever say Roy, me, and only fan. That's just gross.
That's 2 good ones, Sean.
That's good.
Man, you're on fire today. And it's not even puns.
No.
No,
It's
that
like
was good.
legit jokes.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll take that.
making up for the ones you said on Tuesday.
You know, maybe,
Oh, yeah.
maybe people in my family are right. Maybe you are the funny one. I don't know.
What do you mean? Maybe.
Yeah,
I am.
I disagree with them, but
No.
Yeah, he thinks I am.
I didn't say that. Our last contractual raise took effect last Monday, so you will see it on this week's check.
If you don't, get a hold of somebody.
I mean, with A-Light, you never know, but yeah, so check your checks. All right, Mike, got any talk about safety?
Yeah, so just wanted to talk about the general rules a little bit. So they've had some issues communicating the general rules. We we, and I say we as the Joint Health and Safety Committee, went through the general rules last August, September. We agreed. There weren't really many changes. It was just some language. I guess we cleaned it up a little bit. And then we wanted to communicate because there's some people that don't know, don't understand, say they've never been communicated to. So we wanted to get it out there. The first attempt by the company did not go well. They put it in the works. We did add some stuff to the Forerunner, and they put it on the AVN. So a few weeks ago we talked, and they decided they were going to do stand downs. They got some communication together. We all agreed on it, and sent it out as stand downs. At the business meetings, I specifically asked people if they've had stand downs. The overwhelming majority was no. Nobody got stand downs. Some people got, the packet thrown on the table, said sign it. So we're going to go back again and work on recommunicating that in the departments that didn't get it. I mean, with that, it's some pretty simple things about your PPE, making sure you're wearing your PPE, your proper earplugs, not AirPods, not any music listening devices, making sure, this week it's been cool, making sure if you're wearing a hoodie, the strings are out of it, your hair's up under your hard hat, just some small things like that they're noticing. This week they've noticed a lot of finger rings out there, and it's not just hourly, it's a lot of salary people as well. And if you notice this, stop somebody, say something. We should all respect each other enough to understand that we're all trying to make each other safe and make the plant safer. So, and with that, we've got Safety Star Points out there. They're appointed by us. They do work for the company, but they also work for us. We need to make sure we're doing our due diligence to do our jobs. If you're a Safety Star Point, we expect that you're working to get your inspections done, working on identifying hazards, and then going to your Safety Star Point meetings. No matter what department you're in, you need to attend your Safety Star Point meetings. And if you don't know when they are, reach out to your committee person, reach out to your bargaining rep. We can help you with that.
The only thing I would have to add to that, Mike, is if there's an incident that happened in your department or your work area, involve yourself. Because we're seeing a lot where management is not involving a Safety Star Point, and you are part of the investigation.
You're a big part of it. You should be a big part of it.
We need you in there, and that is one of your duties that we expect from you.
Yeah, so if you notice they haven't already pulled somebody, push your way into it. Tell them you're here, you're the Safety Star Point, you're going to be involved. Exactly like Pat said it. Please make yourself involved.
Yeah, when you push your way into that meeting, make sure you're coming up with solutions on how to make sure that situation doesn't happen again, or make the work safer for you and your coworkers. And that's what you're there for. And if you don't get any response from the company, reach out to your committee person or your bargaining rep so we can push the issue.
Absolutely.
If you are retiring, reminder that our office manager, Dan Jobst, is your go-to resource for retirement questions and issues. He is here in the office 6:30 to 2:30 Monday through Friday, unless he's on vacation or something. So it's always a good idea to call the hall before you head down. Reminder that you do get, upon retiring, $175 of union merchandise. So you can come down here and get whatever you want, hoodies, jackets, whatever. Your first year of SOAR dues are paid by the local.
And remember, you don't have to be a retiree to be a member of SOAR. You just have to be 45 years old. So we can reach out to Bonnie if you're interested in joining SOAR. You do have to pay your own dues, obviously, but please, if you're interested, reach out.
And if you need help filling out your intent to retire, again, you got to get that into the company 3 full months ahead of your retirement date.
Even if you don't care about the $500, the change has been you need to fill out an intent to retire paperwork and turn it into the company. So there has been a little bit of change there, and a couple of our recent retirees didn't have that in, and it took them a little bit longer to actually retire.
Yeah, we're seeing that a little bit more, where people will call and get the documentation for Social Security or whatever and think that, okay, I've got my intent in. You don't.
Right.
You need to make sure, number one, you need to make sure you're filling out the paperwork and that you're getting to talk to a retirement specialist with the company. If you don't talk to them, your retirement's not in.
Because these guys recently, Pat, what were they were delaying when they were drawing the pension? Is that what the issue was?
Well, there was a couple issues, but that was actually besides the point. It was that intent to retire work or paperwork gets turned into the company locally, and then they send it to Pittsburgh to start the whole process. So we had a couple, for different reasons, were delaying or deferring their retirement pension. So we took care of those, but the company on a couple others didn't have the intent to retire paperwork. So it used to be, we thought, okay, it's only if you want to qualify for the $500 bonus, and that was, you had to turn that in. You still have to turn that in 90 days before you retire. But it seems that they need that paperwork no matter what, whether you care about the $500 or not now. So that is something that we will be pushing. We'll run something in the forerunner on that here soon.
All right, and then your pension is based on your highest pay grade, and that's the highest pay grade in the last 10 years. You got 1,000 hours in. Those full 1,000 hours has to be within that 10-year look back.
Yeah, all of it, right?
Yep.
Every bit of it.
Every bit of it. SOAR meetings are the first Thursday of each month, starting at 1:30 p.m. All right, Pat, you got a veterans update?
Yeah, so Veterans of Steel being one of the locals committees and one of the international committees, they're starting to do a big push for that and make them more active or help them be more active. We've always had a pretty active local here as far as helping out with bridging the gap and other veterans issues. One thing that they did ask Lee Schaefer and myself is to go out to a rally to fight for veterans' rights, and especially, Veterans of Steel rights, veterans in the International Union, to fight for our rights for information and for benefits. So Lee and myself will be heading out there June 4th and through the 7th to go lobby our elected officials in Washington, D.C., and also attend a big rally. It's supposed to be quite large. So.
Good.
All right, thanks, Pat. Man, I think it's that time already, Sean.
Time to make the donuts, or
Yeah.
Time to put the fire out.
the dumpster fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We need to get back. We'll get back on and get some interviews.
And get some other segments that should
Yeah.
be on here.
Yeah,
and
like-
people here.
Yeah, like the recipe corner.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, it's too much looking for it right now.
In the Schaefer scale.
it's time for the Schaefer scale. Not right now, though.
No, we'll get it back on the next one.
Next time.
I'm a little hungry, though. That.
Yeah, it would have helped.
Thanks,
I agree.
Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, asshole.
Yeah. He probably had like a gas station hot dog today.
Or 4.
Gas station hot
Yeah,
dog.
heard they go good with donuts.
Yeah. It's a Pepto.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sean,
I've got a headache, all right? What's up?
where can people find us? Do you want somebody else to do that?
No, that's all right. They can find us on our Facebook page at Steel Revolution Podcast, USW Local 105, Apple Podcast on the Apple devices, if you can afford one with a tariff coming. You see that today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Podcast Addict for Android devices, the Android app, Google Play Music, iHeart Radio app, Spotify app, YouTube, Odyssey app, Libsyn.com, Local's website, and the men's restroom here at Local 105.
So we're all going to be listening off of Google or something now?
I don't want to. Not saying nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong with Google, but I do like my Apple AirPlay, CarPlay, whatever it's called. Yeah. Have you used it yet? No, I don't listen to the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
That didn't sound like Roy at all.
He's too busy training.
Yeah. Yeah. He's training for this race.
Oh, that's right. Well, put your AirPods in and go for a run.
Got a sprint. I
Well,
don't think listening to myself pumps pumps me up to go work out.
That's just Pat.
Man, I want to say something.
And either that means Pat likes listening to you or he likes listening to himself. I'm not sure which one. But anyway, let's put this thing out.
Please.
All right. No go backs?
Nope.
Everybody done?
Go packs. It's pretty funny.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm glad you laughed.
No, I did. You're funny. Not as funny as, not me, but.
That's what people say.
Oh, no, I know.
All right. Well, don't forget to say something good about your union.
Every day.
Steel Revolution.